Hello everybody and welcome back. It doesn't matter if you're a pro or amateur photographer or what camera system you use, I think everybody should own a 50mm prime lens. In fact, it should be against the law not having one. People without it should be fined and forced to buy. Jokes aside, 50mm primes are by far the most popular mass-produced and affordable camera lenses. Every manufacturer has at least one flavor of it, some of them presently offering 2 or 3 different models. When it comes to X series, Fujifilm is currently producing 2, Fujinon 35mm f1.4 and f2 version, which I will be reviewing today. I won't talk about technical specs, but it's worth mentioning that this thing weighs only 6 ounces or 170 grams. It's weather sealed, takes 52mm filters, and it sells for about $400. Like many other 50mm full-frame equivalent, 35f2 is truly a general-purpose lens. This is the focal length that most people find appealing and easy to work with. It's not too narrow nor wide. It's a standard field of view that everybody loves. 35f2 is the lens that you can take on vacation, capture family moments, do street photography, shoot weddings. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I use it on a daily basis and it's almost permanently attached to my X-T2 camera. Did I mention the lens is extremely small and compact? Yeah, this thing fits well on any Fuji X camera. It's made out of high-quality Japanese plastic, but it looks and feels like a much more expensive lens. The aperture ring feels good and adjustment resistance is done properly. Some of more expensive Fujinon primes cannot brag about that. The focusing rig is smooth and it's quite generous in size. The autofocus operates fast and it's almost dead silent, and I like that a lot. On top of all this, the lens is weather and dust sealed, so this little thing packs a lot of punch. So how about optical performance? Well, let's start with sharpness because everybody wants to know if 35f2 is sharp. Rumors has it that Gillette was involved in early design of this lens. The center is sharp, starting at f2, and the corners don't fall far behind. The performance increases as you move along and it peaks around f5.6. At that aperture, the edges are really crisp. I wouldn't move above f11 because softness kicks in due to diffraction. In my humble opinion, 23, 35, and 50 f2 are by far the fastest focusing Fujifilm primes. This one in particular leaves my 35 f1.4 in the dust. It doesn't matter if you have an older camera or shoot in a low light, autofocus is blazing fast. Very rarely the lens struggles, and when it does, it's usually an operator's fault. People buy this lens because it's fast and produces a really nice bokeh. This thing melts backgrounds like lava melts snow. At f2, autofocus area is buttery smooth, especially if you get really close to your subject. Wide open bokeh balls are nice and round, but slightly X-shaped at the very edge of the frame. At f4, everything goes back to perfection. So is Fujifilm 35f2 a perfect prime lens? Not really, there's always something to be desired. For me, the minimum focusing distance of 13 inches is pretty long. Just for sake of comparison, Fujinon 18f2 focuses at 7. If the lens is made out of metal, it will be a complete package, but then again, it will definitely cost more than $400. So how this lens stuck up against its older brother, 1.4 version? I will cover this topic in another video and do a full-blown comparison, but I have to say the large aperture on 1.4 version produces even better bokeh, and the lens is really not that much bigger. Anyway, stay tuned for that one. That's all for me for today, guys. Thanks again for watching, click that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.